it is extraordinary when you look at the research, and this is decent research, this is properly done studies really trying to control for different kinds of variables, but it comes out every time that they come out with higher productivity, lower turnover, lower staff turnover, less sickness absence, and greater customer satisfaction. Quite significant numbers, significant both statistically in the sense of statistical significance, but also significant in terms of the magnitude, the size of the differences involved. And interesting enough, they do seem to be more resilient to economic downturn. We thought that they might be more vulnerable in a sense to economic downturn. Don't quite know why that is. I think it's probably because the workers are prepared to take a pay cut in a way that in a normal employee, in a normal corporate or a normal large firm, they would not be prepared to accept it. But they're prepared to keep the organisation going. They are prepared to pool the distress and work consistently in adverse circumstances. What about public service mutuals? Why do we think that they are a good thing? As I say, not a great deal of hard evidence as yet, but we do have a lot of anecdotal evidence. But there are all sorts of reasons that have a certain common sense authenticity, but also I think we would argue are well-founded in elementary psychological and economic theory to justify the argument. One reason why they appear to deliver such a good service is that they tend to have a flatter hierarchy. In a sense, that's obvious. The local authorities have an endless layer of management, particularly in the social work arena. I remember once, and all the decisions get leached higher up the management chain. I remember talking to one social worker in a large local authority, I think in Manchester, and she said that one of her kids came to her to ask for money to go to take a taxi to come back from a party. And in order to give her that money, the social worker had to talk to her manager. The manager then had to talk to the manager above him, it was a him in this case, to get authority. And even that layer had to talk to a higher level. And of course, by the time the decision came down, the decision was favourable, it could give the money, the party was long gone. It was months later, effectively. So you do get these hierarchical problems, and you get a much flatter hierarchy in those mutual. More reliance upon frontline staff. Now, of course, you don't necessarily have to have a mutual in order to get either of these things. However, it does appear to be characteristic with mutuals and not characteristic of non-mutuals, and it generally contributes to better decisions and often more creative ones.